When it comes to Glock, their magazines are just uber reliable and they just work. They're simple, they're polymer covered, and they have a steel insert. And really, it's been one of the problems of making these to have an even higher magazine capacity. But today we're going to take a look at the Mec-Gar Glock Compatible magazine for the G17 and the G19. Mec-Gar makes OEM mags for a number of different gun companies. I mean, they are the factory mag, and they know what they're doing. They've been in business since 1965, and they're just high-quality magazines. I really trust Mec-Gar more than any other aftermarket magazine, and yet it's not aftermarket. They know what they're doing. But now we have the Metal Glock mags. Now, one of the questions I had up front was, does this work with a polymer mag release? And we're going to look at the reasons why this works very well and you don't have to switch out to a metal mag release. Now, the Metgar Glock Compatible magazines were part of the Get Zone Father's Day gift guide. And I was so impressed with them, I just decided to do a full review. I mean, if it takes Glock mags, Metgar has you covered. Guys, the one complaint with the Glock pistol are its polymer magazines. They work, they're great, but it does limit the round capacity because of the sleeve that goes on the outside. And so Metgar has just introduced their Glock compatible magazines. This goes to the Glock 17 full-size mag, but it has 18 rounds. And then we have the Glock 19, and this is also 18 rounds. It just has an extended base plate. These are made in Italy. They've been making these again since '65. They know what they're doing. I mean, that's over 60 years. And a lot of times you can pick up a number of different really premium firearms that have Metgar magazines. Now, the magazine is one of the most important parts of your firearm. Most of your malfunctions come from improperly made magazines. These have an anti-friction coating on them, so they're very slick. That's going to make it really easy to slide in and out of your magazine well. Also, we have our witness holes, and of course, we have 18 rounds. The body is made from a carbon steel, and it's properly heat treated to the exact specs. It has a high-impact green high-vis follower, so when that thing locks open, you're going to know that it's empty. You won't mistake this for that brass of a round. It has a high impact polymer base pad, very simple to just press and pull this out. And it's very easy to disassemble for cleaning. You just press the button in the bottom and then just drive your plate right out. And then we have our spring, which this is actually high tensile strength music wire. And so this is going to give you a lot of compression and expansion over and over, and it's just going to add to the life of your magazine. Glock base plates will not fit on the magazine, but I'm going to tell you guys, this makes this so much easier to remove your base plate than the standard Glock magazines where you have to press the body and you have to overcome those nubs. And with the Glock 19 mags, you just have this little bit of an extended base, and again, this gives you 18 rounds. Now here with your Glock 19, just hangs off just a touch, and yet you've got 18 plus 1, which is standard 15 plus 1. With the Glock 17, of course, you have 17 rounds. We're going to put this in. Now we have 18 plus 1. So this gives you just that extra round, and again, it gives you 3 extra rounds with that little bit of an extension. Now, one of the questions, honestly, that I even had was, how does metal mags work with a polymer mag release? If you'll notice, the mag release cuts. There's no open hole. There's no jagged lines. This has that anti-friction material on it, so it's going to make it really slick to be able to fit off and on. And Metgar says that you don't need to change out your magazine release. That polymer mag release will work just perfectly with your magazine, and it gets very little tension coming off there. So you have the durability of this metal mag compared to the polymer mag. And guys, I'm not down on the Glock mags. They're great. They've worked. They function like crazy. I mean, these are great mags. But this gives you that metal capability, an extra round, and honestly, you can feel how slick that is compared to the polymer. And we don't need those steel feed lip inserts because we have it with the magazine. One thing too about the Glock 19 base pad, it is not a separate sleeve. It's actually part of the original base pad at the bottom. So you don't have to worry about the sleeve inching up on your magazine to possibly cause malfunctions. As far as loading the magazines, of course we can use our Lula loader just like any other, and they go in pretty good. Sometimes magazines can be kind of tight when you're loading them. Then getting down to the end, putting them in, not bad, fairly easy to load. Those last few rounds are a little tight. That's expected, and that is full. So actually not bad. Now, taking the magazines and testing them out at the range, we wanted to give them a good run through, and so we put a couple of hundred rounds through the 17 and the 19, just getting a feel for the reliability, which I had a lot of confidence in already with Mec-Gar, and just seeing how they function, taking the mags in and out, checking to see if there's any kind of wear around the magazine release, and we didn't see anything. And again, it just gives you that additional round with a flush fit magazine for your 17, and then gives you additional rounds for that 19. And again, you have that heat-treated carbon steel body that's going to give you a lot of life, and the music wire in there that's going to give you a very consistent push, even with loading and unloading the magazines over and over. Now, the Glock 17 mags will not work with the G19X, so just take note of that. You'll have to use the standard mags, but for all of your other Glock 17 size grips, this should work very well. All right, guys, we're testing out these Mec-Gar mags, and you know, they are metal, and these have really worked well for us. But we have the Icarus. This is with the RXM slide assembly, and so we're just going to be testing them out. You know, we've not had any malfunctions with these. They just run. Now with this Icarus, we have the metal mag release, but Mec-Gar states that these can be used with the polymer, and again, because of those rounded off lips. But so far, I really like these mags. Again, Mec-Gar is an OEM manufacturer for a number of different major gun companies, and they service a lot of military contracts all around the world. The full retail price is $29 a piece. Typically, market price will be a little less. So guys, while the Glock polymer magazines have been excellent, stepping it up to the Metgar Glock Compatible magazines that are all metal just give you some advantages, and you do get that extra round. And the price is right. But Mec-Gar, again, has been making magazines for the gun industry since 1965. They are factory mags for a number of different companies, and the quality's there. So check out the Mec-Gar Glock Compatible magazines to fit in your Glock handguns or any gun that fits the G17 or the G19 magazine. And again, a big thank you to Mec-Gar for sending their metal Glock Compatible magazines for this review. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Does it take Glock mags? Okay, why is my one camera, my one thing going down here? Getting low. You're getting low there, boy. The lines in it, okay, I don't care about those lines. Glock compatible G16. This is a G16, and it's got 18 rounds. Good, solid, quality magazines. It is, okay, very simple to just press and pull this out. You're gonna need to do that. Now again, guys, Mec-Gar is, so guys taking the, okay.
What are you doing?
He's fixing the light, or the sight. He's turning the brightness up. Next yourself.
No, it looked really funny.
You asked what he's doing, I just told you, shut up.
Beneath. I was going, you were going.
Battery's about to die.
I know what I was doing.
You need a battery, Seth?
Yeah.
Here.